You see another girl talking to your crush and it's like, I will destroy her. Get away from him. Wait, you have no right to him. You have no dibs on him. You have no dibs on him. But I like him, you know?
I remember that all too well.
Hey guys, it is Kristen and Bethany here with Girl Define. Thanks for joining us for this kind of spicy conversation talking about crushes. How do you know if he likes you? We've got some good thoughts on that. Before we dive in, y'all, you are going to want this freebie. This goes along with exactly what we're talking about. It's a PDF download that we created called A Christian Girl's Guide to Interacting with Guys in a non-awkward way. Because it's so hard to not be awkward around guys, right? When you're single and you're like, how do I do this? Like some really practical and just like some biblical wisdom, like really on how to do that. How do you get this freebie? You join our Patreon family. Our Patreon family, who are they? They're just a little team of supporters who are a mighty but small team. Some of you are patrons. Thank you so much. You guys give $1 or $2 or more per video that we make every Wednesday. You know, around that time we come out with the video. And you guys are the ones who keep us going. So if you're like, yeah, I want to support Girl Define. I want to keep this Christian YouTube channel going. And I want to get some monthly freebies, including that one next month. Head on over to patreon.com/girldefined.
Okay, first off, can we just comment on her cute headband? She was a little bit insecure about it at first. Like, it's so big. Like, what do I do with it? But it's adorable. I'm all about the headband.
That was so sweet. What an affirming sister.
I know. Well, I look like
my
a
hair's
snail.
just, I mean, this is like the most volume I can get on a good day. And so I think this is meant for people with like more volume because I feel like it drowns out my head.
No, it looks really cute.
I need more hair.
I'm a fan.
It's fine.
Okay, so how do you tell if your crush likes you? We're going to be talking about that. I actually have received multiple, over on my personal Instagram account, multiple messages from girls who are
Any
like,
of our sisters?
So, like, there's this guy or even a couple guys, and I'm just not sure, like, which one likes me. And so I always ask them back. I'm like, so has he said anything? Like, no, but I'm just trying to figure out what to do. And it's like, okay, what did you say that line? You said, like, don't cash in. Or earlier you were saying something
well, you don't have to really make a decision if there isn't an offer on the table.
Yes, you don't have to make a decision if there isn't an offer on the table. So we're going to kind of dig into that. But it is a question we have, you know, and I know both of us, like, especially when it came to the men we would eventually marry, your husband, my husband.
Yeah.
It's so distressing when you're like, I really like this guy, but I don't know. And you just start to have all these wacko feelings and crazy, like, I mean, it's so hard not to get, like, jealous and mad at other girls. Like, you see another girl talking to your crush, and it's like, I will destroy her. Like, get away from him. But it's like, wait, you have no right to him.
You have no dibs on him.
You have no dibs on him. She can talk to him just as much as you.
Yes.
But it's like, but I like him, you know?
I remember that all too well. Yes.
So the question is, what do? You really like a guy. He's your crush, and you're like, I don't know if he likes me back. What do I do? How do I tell if he likes me? What's a surefire way to know if he likes you, if your crush likes you back? What's a surefire way?
The most surefire way is if he tells you.
Woo! There's your answer, girls.
You will 100% know that he likes you if he verbally tells you, or texts you, or emails you. I don't know who emails. He's probably not going to call you.
So our advice, truly, when it comes down to it, like, how do you tell if your crush likes you? We want to encourage you to honestly put the brakes on a little bit and say, okay, it's okay to show a guy you're interested, be available, get around him, you know.
In fact, we just made a video a few weeks ago on kind of the topic of how to interact with guys and not be awkward. Like, make eye contact. It's okay to sit by them. Like, it's okay to make non-awkward efforts to be near them.
Totally. We are personally all about the guy pursuing and kind of taking that position of being the pursuer and going after. And so with both of us, when we were, you know, seeing our future husbands, we didn't know. We wanted to go after them. We wanted to be like, does he like me? I want to ask. I want to find someone to ask for me.
Yeah.
But honestly, we were patient. We waited, and what was amazing is that God had a plan. He had a bigger plan than what we could see. And I know for me and my husband, God was doing a lot of work in Dave's own life that I didn't know about. And if I had jumped the gun and been like, so, do you like me?
Yes.
It would have been way too soon because Dave was thinking about me, but it wasn't the right time. He still had things that he needed to do that I wasn't aware of. And so God gave me a lot of patience, and I was able to be really friendly, but have patience and know that if Dave spoke up, then I could respond to that. And if he didn't, it probably wasn't the right thing. So to me, the answer is very clear cut. How do you know if your crush likes you, and what should you do? Don't say anything. Wait. And if he speaks up, great. You got your answer. And if he doesn't and he goes for someone else, great. And don't play this silly game like, but I think he's my future husband. Like, no.
You don't know.
You don't know.
That.
Don't be like, oh, I saw this random word that has his name on it on a sign somewhere. That was God speaking to me saying that he's my husband. Like, don't, I mean,
like, yes, there are stories people share about stuff like that, but we don't know what God's doing.
Yeah.
We don't know what he's doing for your story, and you don't know what you don't know, right? Like, you've got to trust God. That's another thing that God does in our hearts as girls, as women. like when you like that guy and you're like, I don't know, how do I know if he likes me? I don't, because he hasn't told me. Manipulating is one option, but that doesn't land you anywhere good.
What's manipulating?
Manipulating, like trying to change, like manipulate the circumstances to where you can find out if he likes you. You ask your friend, like, hey, can you go ask him if he likes me? I mean,
DMing him every 5 seconds.
Yeah, pretending like you don't care, but you're obsessing about him and doing everything you can to be right next to him all the time, so he's not around other girls. Like,
don't do it.
Manipulation is really saying, God, you don't have this. I need to take control and make this happen because this isn't moving quick enough. I need to make it happen on my timeline. So what happens when you do say, God, I trust you. Yes, I like him, and that's okay. You can be attracted. You can be interested. You can even admire him. Like, yes, but he isn't speaking up. There's no offer on the table of interest. I have nothing to respond to. So God, would you help me to be patient, to trust your timing, to trust your plan, to trust your timeline, to even trust this guy? Because if he isn't the one that you have for me, then he's never going to speak up, and that he'll move on, like you said, to another girl, and that'll be your answer. The door's closed, and I can still trust you with that. So I think God works a lot of character in our hearts too when we entrust him with that.
That's the truth. I grew a lot when I was,
and we're better prepared for a relationship because we're more mature.
God was doing a lot in my heart about teaching me to trust and teaching me how to thrive in the position and the circumstances that he's given me. And that's actually something I talk about in Love Defined. I actually wrote 2 chapters on singleness and how to thrive in singleness. And so if you have a crush, that means, well, you're not in a relationship, like if he hasn't spoken up, so it means you're single, really. And so you want to thrive. You don't want to waste that season away going, oh, I just am so desperate for this guy, and so I can't think about anything else or do anything else, and because all I want is him. Right. You're wasting the time God has given you today, and we're not guaranteed another day. And so we want you to thrive and serve him and live fully in the season that he's given you. So I really want to encourage you.
What your chapters are called?
Yeah.
So part 3 in Love Defined, y'all, if you have not read this is all time, hands down, our favorite book ever on relationships, dating, singleness for Christian girls. Like, this is our hearts, like everything we wish we knew when we were younger. Okay, so there's a whole section. Section 3 is called Single and Waiting to Mingle. Ooh. I like that title. And then the 2 titles within the section are When Your Heart's Desire is Unfulfilled, and how to really, like, what do you do with that unfulfilled desire in singleness? And then chapter 9 is 5 strategies for thriving as a single girl. You break down some amazing strategies, and you wrote this when you were actually single.
Yeah, it's bared, and my
you were still, and you didn't know if you were ever going to get married, and you wrote this wholeheartedly. And so we brought the perspective of me being married, you being single. So y'all, we'll link it below. Check out Love Defined.
So bottom line, don't manipulate. Don't go after and, force the situation. Don't waste your whole life thinking about this. Live fully in the moment. Serve God fully. Take it to God. Surrender it to him. Pray about it. And then just rest. Trust, knowing that if he's supposed to be in your life long term, if he is a good option for you, if he's interested back, he will eventually say something.
He will.
And if you're like, but he's too shy. Well, I mean, eventually they got to speak up. They got to lead in marriage. They got to do other things. So they got to learn somehow, so give them the opportunity, sorry, people got to learn.
If he doesn't have a backbone now, do you really want that kind of guy anyways? If he can't even say he's interested, trust me, we've talked to so many guys, and every single one, from the shyest, most introverted to the outgoing, they're like, when I am interested in a girl and ready to speak up, I will do it.
It's always.
Don't worry. If he is ready and interested, he will in his timing.
Yeah.
It will happen. When he's ready.
Yes. Okay. I feel like we've said enough. We're turning into crazy girls.
We'll see you over on Instagram. That's where we're hanging out. That's where we're going to chat all about this. We want to hear from you, your thoughts on this topic, what you've done, haven't done, where you're struggling.
Don't tag your crush in the comments. Okay? Do not do that.
We'll see you over on Instagram at Girl Defined.